much you guys have been
Kick
able to
return?
work. Yeah.
Tavon.
Obviously,
You got to understand something about, especially like the return guys. It's really about the returners. It really is. The punting game is about the punter,
okay.
and the kickoff's about good football players running down the field, playing in space. I mean, when you get right down to it, do you realize when we had Todd Syburn that 85% of the kickoffs were in the end zone? I mean, you could have run down on those because they're not coming out. Now he's kicking off at 40 now. Maybe I think. So.
Well, I mean, actually, kind of on a related subject, the rules changes and what that does to the return game. How has that affected? You haven't played a game yet.
Well, on the kickoff return, there's going to be a lot more decisions to make because that ball is going to be hovering around the goal line, or is it going to be 3 yards deep in the end zone? The wind's going to be more of a factor now. Because really, when the ball's on the 30-yard line, very few kickers can kick it very deep in the end zone. So there'll be more decisions for the returners to make. The counters you run off your returns, you don't have as much space to do it with. Otherwise, you want to start in one way and maybe snap it back the other. It's a compressed field, maybe.
Is it going to be up to Tavon? I mean, or how do you
there'll be two
coach
back
that?
there. They got to talk to each other, communicate.
Okay.
I mean, that process has already started. So.
And depending on what he sees, depending on, obviously, wind conditions.
And the wind will be a factor. That's one thing when I was in the press box last year I had a hard time with because I didn't know where the wind was. In some stadiums, you can't tell. I look at the flags in our stadium sometimes from the press box, and one of them's blowing left on one end. I look on the right, and the other one's blowing right. So I'm like, okay, where's the wind going? So I try to judge it the best by watching them in pre-practice, see what the ball's doing. I ask them, where's it hanging and where's it going? So.
One of the things we've heard, and I'm not sure who said it, but there may not be as many returns, but there may be more dynamic returns. There may be more big returns. Is that something you've noticed?
I don't know that right now.
Okay.
I don't. I just know there's just going to be a lot more decisions to make back there.
Okay.
I know one thing. He catches 8 yards deep. Please don't come out. Okay? If he catches it 3 or 4, depending on, he's a weapon. Tavon is a weapon.
It's going
to
be
he catches 3 or 4 yards deep, and he thinks he can break one go.
It's going to be hard to convince a guy like him who knows he's a weapon to.
Well, but he's always been a team player.
There.
He's a very intelligent player. So if the other guy's telling him to stay in, I'm sure he will.